Welcome to the Wednesday, November 5th, it's my mom's birthday today, regular meeting of the Ann Arbor Planning Commission. My name is Donnell Weich. I'll be chairing the meeting tonight. For detailed information on meeting procedures, please review the full printed meeting agenda. Manager Leonard, would you please call the roll?
Of course. Chair Weich?
Here.
Vice Chair Abrams?
Here.
Secretary Hammerschmidt is absent. Commissioner Lee? Absent. Commissioner Dish?
Here.
I hear you. Commissioner Mills?
Here.
Commissioner Weatherby?
Here.
Commissioner Adams is absent. Commissioner Norton is absent. We do have 5 present, which is a quorum. It would require 5 votes to further an action, although staff is recommending postponement, so I don't think that'll be a big deal for you this evening.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Leonard. May I have a motion to approve the agenda? Moved by Commissioner Mills, seconded by Commissioner Weatherby. Is there any oh, that's the agenda. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. May I have a motion to approve the minutes of the October 16th, 2025 meeting? Moved by Commissioner Weatherby, seconded by Commissioner Mills. Is there any discussion of the minutes? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. Next up are the reports to the Planning Commission and written communications. Councilmember Dish asked that you go first, Mr. Leonard. So can we have the manager report?
Yeah, although it's not going to be very helpful for her, I don't have too much for you. Just a reminder to our Nielsen raters that our comprehensive plan is out for public comment. Please make sure you direct any comments you have to our available form on the Engage Ann Arbor website. That is the best way for us to take your feedback and make sure it gets shared broadly with the Planning Commission and eventually the City Council. And you'll also, as a bonus, find out about a lot of other great opportunities for public engagement with city-related projects.
Thank you, Mr. Leonard. Councilmember Dish.
Thank you, Chair Weich. Okay, so actually, City Council did a lot on October 20th. It approved the rezoning from parking to C1 at the Argus Farm Stop. It approved the Crescent rezoning and site plan. It passed from first to second reading the rezoning of 1 acre from Township to R1A at 1155 Arlington Boulevard. And there was a marijuana approval thing.
Yeah,
yes.
There's Planning Commission had recommended some modifications to marijuana businesses. City Council considered that on first reading. They did make some modifications to the ordinance as it was presented and passed that on to second reading.
Okay. And, oh, right, it was a 100-foot separation that was proposed and approved. And that's it. But tomorrow night will be very exciting for those of you who are looking forward to potentially the birth of our first TC1 project. So.
Also, on October 20th, the City Council formally approved the comprehensive plan for distribution.
Sorry.
A little project you've been working on for a bit.
All right. Well, thank you. Do we have any other commissioner officers or committee liaisons who have anything to report? All right. Seeing none. Written communications are available in today's packet. They are also available in Legistar. Just go to a2gov.legistar.org or com. Which is it? Org, thank you. And then search for City Planning Commission, and then it's in reverse chronological order. and you can find today's agenda and all of the attachments there. That brings us to item number 6, an opportunity for individuals to speak up to 3 minutes on issues not listed as a public hearing or a dedicated public comment. We'll first hear from those of you who are present here in the chambers, then we will turn to remote participants. If you will want to speak remotely, please press star 9 if on phone, or use the raise hand feature if on Zoom. For phone access, call 877-853-5247 and enter meeting ID 977-6634-1226. City staff will identify callers by the last 3 digits of their phone number or by their name if they're using the Zoom feature. You will hear an announcement when it's your turn to speak. Please move to a quiet area and mute any background noise. For all participants, please state your name and address at the beginning of your comments. Is there anyone present in the chambers who'd like to address the Planning Commission at this time? Seeing none, do we have any remote participants?
We do not.
Seeing that we have no remote participants, I am closing the public comment period. That takes us to item number 7, communication from commissioners. Is there any? Seeing none, we will hear from Mr. Leonard about our public hearing scheduled for the next business meeting.
As foreshadowed with my comment about this evening's public hearing or item recommendation for postponement, we have republished the proposed ordinance changes for a public hearing on November 18th. This would be an ordinance to amend Section 5.19.1 parking requirements, Section 5.19.2 required parking, Section 5.19.3 special parking districts, Section 5.19.5 use of parking facilities, and Section 5.19.7 design of bicycle parking facilities of Chapter 55 Unified Development Code to modify sections to condense vehicle parking requirement tables, condense and update bicycle parking requirement tables, and to improve usability, design, and accessibility of bicycle parking facilities.
Thank you, Mr. Leonard. Seeing there is no unfinished business, which takes us to regular business, bike and vehicular parking ordinance amendment. An ordinance to amend multiple sections of 5.19 parking requirements to update vehicular parking requirements, bicycle parking requirements, and to improve usability, design, and accessibility of bicycle parking facilities. Staff recommendation is postponement to November 18th, our next regular meeting, and we will start with a public presentation.
All right. So yes, staff has been working on updates to the bicycle parking ordinance as part of the work plan to make bicycle parking facilities in the city and the ordinance more user-friendly. And staff has brought some of the proposed ordinance changes to the ORC a few times, and these memos are included. However, in preparing tonight's materials, staff decided to notice more sections. So tonight, the recommendation is postponement until November 18th for a full discussion. So I'll take notes if there's anything that commissioners want to bring up next time or any additional materials that you'd like staff to prepare for the 18th. But tonight we'll just keep it high level. So just a quick overview of what's included in the packet tonight, which we'll bring to the November 18th meeting. There's the staff report and also the ORC memos, and a draft ordinance with changes including a simplified required bicycle parking table with barrier-free parking requirements, increased requirements for multifamily developments, and decreased requirements in the downtown districts. Also language clarifying locations for classes of bicycle parking, a reformatted design of bicycle parking facilities section to clarify requirements, and language clarifying access and encouraging wayfinding signage. It also includes, as part of the bicycle parking proposed amendments, we're including a separate table. Right now, the parking tables are combined vehicle and bicycle. So we proposed a simplified bicycle parking table, and in that, we're also proposing to simplify the vehicle parking requirements table while we're doing this reformatting. There are no major changes to the requirements for the vehicle parking. Staff made some value judgments, but it's mainly reformatting for what is right now a six-page table with a lot of requirements that are the same. So just condensing rows. And that's all I say for tonight. And if there's anything else you want me to take down for next time, I'll do that.
All right, thank you for that presentation. We'll go to the public hearing. This is an opportunity, and there will be another opportunity next week. Okay. This is an opportunity for individuals to speak up to 3 minutes on the proposed amendments to Section 5.19 parking requirements. We'll first hear from those present, then remote participants. To speak remotely, press star 9 if on phone, or use the raise hand feature if on Zoom. For phone access, dial 877-853-5247 and enter meeting ID 977-6634-1226. City staff will identify callers by the last 3 digits of their phone number or by name if on Zoom. You will hear an announcement when it's your turn to speak. Please move to a quiet area and mute any background noise. For all participants, whether in the chambers or online, please state your name and address at the beginning of your comments. Is there anyone who would like to address the Planning Commission at this time? Seeing no one in chambers, do we have any remote participants?
No.
Seeing that we have no remote participants, I will close the public hearing. The motion is, the Ann Arbor City Planning Commission hereby recommends that the mayor and the city council approve amendments to Chapter 55 Unified Development Code, Section 5.19, to modify and update the required parking tables and to make required design of bicycle parking facilities more user-friendly. Moved by Councilmember Dish, seconded by Commissioner Abrams. It's a test. It is a test. Is there any initial feedback who wants to kick us off? I guess we'll start with you, Commissioner Weatherby, and then we'll go to Mr. Leonard.
Did you want to go?
I just wanted to, I'm sorry for the confusion. As you know, sometimes we are often trying to modernize our language, and I just want to commend Mariana's done some great research and legwork on updating our bicycle parking facilities, and getting into that, found an opportunity to improve the reusability of all of our parking regulations. As 100% us going down that road, we did so, but that meant we needed to renotice to be fully transparent that we were going to be looking at some additional sections of the code. So I just wanted to express my apologies for the confusion to the Planning Commission and the public, and that's the rationale about why we needed to do so.
Thank you, Mr. Leonard. Commissioner Weatherby.
Okay, so I just had a couple as I was reading through. So one, and this is probably has been covered by the ORC, but so the number of required spaces in D1 and D2 districts is decreased because of the existing parking in the area. And I guess I hear anecdotally a lot of people say that they have a really hard time finding bike parking downtown. And so is this true? Or is it available open spaces for people? Are they like bike lockers that you already have to have paid for? That was something that I was surprised to see.
Yeah, and I think that's because we're looking at Class A for private developments, and so we did some research and presented to the ORC, and we went to all of these bike rooms in the downtown, and we talked to people, and we're realizing that, especially because we're looking at the Class A, we're looking at these new student high-rises that we're requiring them to provide so much bike parking, and the facilities that we looked at weren't being used because we heard that people weren't bringing bikes to campus because they had availability on campus to park bikes. They were just walking places because it was easy, things like that. It's probably true that people can't find bike parking, public bike parking, when they're biking downtown for events and restaurants and things like that. But in terms of people who are living downtown and the bike facilities that we're regulating downtown, we're seeing that there's too much. Yeah.
Okay. And then the second one was the exemption. So the following primary uses have no required bicycle parking: adult foster care, emergency shelter, funeral services, parks, recreation and open space, transportation facilities, agriculture, and outdoor storage. And I don't know why, all of those, for the most part, seem to me places where people would visit or work. And I didn't know why those were called out in ways I think parks, recreation, and open space, it would be super helpful to have regulate. So I just wasn't sure why this group, the accessory uses, I kind of understood a little bit more, but I wasn't sure why those were specifically called out.
Yeah, the only reason that those are specifically called out are because they are the only like 6 or 7 uses on our current parking table that have no required bicycle parking. So it was a carryover of the existing requirements, but we can take another look at it.
Yeah, because I just don't, like, it just doesn't make sense to me why those particularly should be called out.
Yeah, I would just add, like, it only relates to public recreation. Public recreation would not be subject to zoning, so that might be one reason, but that would not apply to adult foster care homes and the others. So, yeah, we can look at that.
Commissioner Mills. All right, then Commissioner Abrams.
I'll start with just a minor question, which is in the ordinance language. Sorry, I thought I had the page and I just lost it. But is wayfinding optional? I think it says should is the language. So that means we suggest, but it's not required,
Yeah,
as opposed to must or something,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah, we heard from a lot of people that wayfinding signage would be helpful, but in internal discussions, we found that there could be a lot of conflict with sign code, and so we're trying to encourage it because we know that people want it, but we're worried about requirements having conflicts with sign code.
Okay. And then the next thing was Adam Goodman submitted some feedback via email, some of which I found helpful and agree with. So I wanted to elevate some of that here. So one was in the intent statement or description of Class A, it says that it's typically intended for residents, and then Class B says intended for place of employment, Class C, customers and visitors. I guess I just wondered why, what we gain by including that specificity when you might at some point want Class A for at your place of employment or Class B for your residence. Like, is there any, what am I missing about why it would be important to include it as opposed to just leave it out and leave it about long-term, medium-term, and short-term?
Yeah, I don't think there's it's not required to have it. It was just a way that we were thinking about the 3 different classes. So it's just a way that we were framing it, but we can take a look at it.
Okay, yeah, I would just personally probably support striking that specificity. And then I just wanted to also agree with Commissioner Weatherby about maybe requiring bicycle parking at some of these exemptions. But Mr. Leonard, were you saying we can't require it at a park because it's not subject to zoning? Okay.
Public parks are not subject to zoning. Any private recreational facility.
But private park we could, right? And then transportation facilities, does that include like the train station?
So again, if that was a public facility, it would not be subject to zoning.
But like the Amtrak station?
Public.
Okay.
I think it's on a public I think it's on a public railway.
Okay.
I think it's MDOT, isn't? No, that's
Well,
Norfolk Southern.
I'll let you
Let me
all
find out
figure
the
it
answer to that.
out, but
Yeah.
if it's like a bus station, a train station, a private park, I think those are prime locations for bike parking. And then I also agree with the worry, suspicion about there not being enough Class C parking downtown. So I understand the reduction in Class A, but I'm wondering whether you considered an increase in Class C, or if there's another way through the DDA to get an increase in Class C.
Yeah, I think the approach that we generally take in the downtown is that we have the requirements in the code, but the DDA they enforce, and they are the ones who determine the design, and they help us with location and things like that. And they have their new bicycle parking guidelines that were just recently published.
Okay, I have 2 more things. Sorry, I'll be quick. So one is also I think it's great that we're providing illustrations of bike racks which are prohibited, but I wonder about being more explicit, if not regulatory, about which bike racks are approved. So I know Donnell's the one who first taught me about the Boston rack. Is that what you call it? The post and ring, right? That's what that one is. Or whether we should, maybe I would encourage us to be more forthcoming about the kinds of racks that we think have a proven track record of being good. Whether we want to just suggest them or require them, I don't know. But or have ones which are pre-approved versus discretionary approval or something?
Yeah, I think that fell into when we were having conversations about what should be included in code and what should maybe be part of a guide that we have on the website or available that's linked to the code, so that we have more flexibility to change and update what we encourage and what we think has worked. I think we ended up on the side of those maybe fall more into guidelines than into something that we should be included in the code, but we can take a look at it.
Okay, actually, I'll end there. Thanks.
All right. Well, thank you for this work. This is really great. I wanted to just echo what Commissioner Abrams just said about what's permitted, because that's what I could not find. I could see what is prohibited. So I would like to +1 if there is more guidance that the code can give to developers or folks who are installing these units, which ones we would prefer to see within the city. Maybe for our work plan, what does it look like to talk to the DDA about bike availability in the downtown corridor, because that is, or excuse me, bike parking availability in the downtown corridor, because that is an issue, because there's not a lot of bike parking. I have often had to attach my bike to a tree and run my locks through my bike in order to make that work. I have a question also about enforcement. So a not to be named grocer that is near my house has one of these wave racks, and it was in disrepair for a very long time, and then it got repaired, but it is always blocked. So who is our enforcement agent citywide? I think it's us, but how does that actually work? And once we adopt this, will a notice go out to pre-existing wave bike rack providers to say that it's now out of code, and will they update?
So, two things. One, you're right, enforcement of any site plan would be us, but I want to make sure that we're clear. Any zoning changes are prospective, so if...
So we're going to allow it to be a non-conforming use.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Leonard.
Yeah.
But if they change anything, they'll have to bring it up to code.
Depending on the applicability of our parking section. So one of the complexities of our ordinance is we have a little bit nuance about which sections apply automatically, which apply to like a disturbed area. But generally, yes, when you would site plan it, then that would come into play. That isn't a limitation, as you said, because if anything, a site plan with bike parking being required and it's being blocked, that is a potential enforcement action regardless.
Sure. And I just, as I was thinking about this, an employer of mine has one of these wave racks, so we should definitely get that remediated if we can. Okay. Anything else from the table? I think the other thing that it's in your report, but I don't know if I saw it as explicitly, which was, I know you did the site visits, but did you report on what the average usage was across the sites that you looked at?
That is included in the July ORC memo,
Okay,
which is in the
thank you.
packet too.
Okay. All right. Commissioner Mills.
Relatedly, I love AADL, but the bike parking downtown the dimensions of it are such that it's really awkward to get a bike on because of the curb. And I actually was at the hospital today, and that they had the same situation where you can't really fit your bike in. I don't think that this addresses the clearance on either side. It does.
There is aisle clearance, and there are dimensions. I don't know if the ones that you're talking about, if they would fit the dimensions.
Okay.
That way. So there are dimensions, but I don't know. I'll have to
go look. But I mean, all of the time. Some people have their front wheel up on the curb at at the downtown branch, and sometimes not, and it's really awkward if you don't have a kickstand.
Are you just the ones out in front?
The ones out in front, which are fine you're able to lock. It's just the dimensions to get your bike in there are awkward.
Okay, yeah, we'll look at those.
Anyway, and just in case, because that is, I don't know. You guys are also library users. Is that not a pain point for you guys?
I haven't biked to the library in a while, so
Oh,
by way of confession.
okay. It's right on the bicycle highway, Danelle. Okay.
Well,
All right.
not the downtown. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't bike to the downtown.
So the downtown
library
one, yeah.
as much. So, Commissioner Dish.
I have used it and don't remember being particularly frustrated by it. But no, but I might just have not registered so much. But in general, yeah, it is hard to find downtown. One is always parking,
Yeah,
locking things to trees. Yeah.
I know, the poor trees. Okay, with that, I will entertain a motion to postpone. Let's start with you, Commissioner Mills.
I would like to make a motion to postpone this item until November 18th.
All right, and seconded by Commissioner or Councilmember Dish. Is there any discussion of the postponement? Seeing none, can we just do a voice vote?
Yes.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. That takes us to agenda item number 11, City Planning Commission Calendar Review. Do we have a staff presentation, or are we just looking at Legistar?
You have two, I'll give you an overview.
Okay.
This action would involve an adoption of an amendment to the Planning Commission calendar that would move 2 meetings on November 18th and December 16th to a 5:30 p.m. start time. I'm feeling inspired by all this candy you're bringing, so I just want to spend more time with you.
Thank you. All right, so I will entertain a motion to approve the calendar as amended. Moved by Commissioner Mills, seconded by Councilmember Dish. We'll do a voice vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. That brings us to item
Can I
number...
just add
Oh, no.
one? I know, it's weird.
It is. What's happening?
I can.
The chair recognizes Commissioner Weatherby.
We just still have the canceled November 12th on our calendars.
Yeah, my apologies. You have already taken action we've already canceled that meeting, so we'll strike that before we publish the updated calendar. That has been noticed.
Okay. Great. That now brings us to agenda item number 12. This is a second opportunity for individuals to speak up to 3 minutes on any issue. We will first hear from those of you who are present in the chamber, then we'll turn to remote participants, if there are any. To speak remotely, press star 9 if on phone, or use the raised hand feature on Zoom. For phone access, dial 877-853-5247 and enter meeting ID 977-6634-1226. City staff will identify callers by the last 3 digits of their phone numbers or by name for Zoom users. You will hear an announcement when it's your turn to speak. Please ensure you're in a quiet area and mute any background noise. For all participants, please state your name and address at the beginning of your comments. I see Mr. Vasquez here, so I won't ask if there is anyone who would like to address us. You have the floor.
Thank you, Chairman Weich, and greetings to all commissioners and staff. I just wanted to once again thank you for all the hard work that you put into the comprehensive land use plan. I've watched this process from the very beginning. It's been more than 2 years now that you've all been going at it, and I just wanted to express my appreciation. And I'm looking forward to the process as it moves along now that it's in front of City Council. I would like to encourage City Council to continue to move forward and just to thank you all for listening to all points of view. I saw many different opinions expressed, some unfounded, some, with a lot of merit. But throughout this process, as I've observed it, you've all been very generous with your time, and you are human beings, and you've put a lot of work into this, and do not be deterred. Seriously, just continue the process. We do need even more housing built in this city. This is becoming a city, a larger city, and all the things that need to be put in place, including transportation, including bike infrastructure, et cetera. I could go on ad nauseum, but suffice it to say, you've done great work, and thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vasquez. Would anyone else like to address the Planning Commission before we adjourn? All right. Did we pick up a remote caller?
I'm afraid not.
I thought you were going to say, I'm afraid so. All right. Seeing that there are no online participants and there are no additional speakers in the chamber, I will close public comment. That brings us to agenda item number 13, Commission Proposed Business. Is there any? Seeing none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Moved by Commissioner Abrams, seconded by Commissioner Dish. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. We are adjourned.